Welcome to The Global Girlfriend.
Shall we book a trip to Edinburgh?
Yep. All right, everybody, welcome back to The Global Girlfriend. My name's Brianna,
And my name is Morgan.
and we are your hosts for the Global Girlfriend podcast. We are a podcast all about women and travel, and we are so happy that you are here today. We have a very fitting episode today for you all. Today's episode is about kindness. In a world that sometimes feels very heavy, it is often inspiring how kind people can be when you are traveling abroad. And we are so excited to share stories of when kindness has been bestowed upon us, how we spread kindness when we travel. And we're hoping to just make the world a little bit of a more positive place with you all today. So, welcome. To get us started off, Morgan, do you have a story or a memory of a time when you experienced kindness through your travels?
Oh, yeah. Oh, as always. And you just worded it so greatly. Like, the world needs kindness and just definitely need this inspiration. But yes, have some stories for sure. The first that's coming to mind, and I've sure I've shared bits of this on the pod before, but when I first had moved to Madrid, a couple of things. Well, one, I the day before I started work, I was gonna do the route because it was like an hour 45-minute commute. So I was like, let me just make sure I've got this before work starts the next day. And I got there and I was like, oh, flip. Like, I don't know if they take card. And so I asked this person, I was like, hi, excuse me, like, do you speak English? And it was my friend from England. And she was like, yeah, mate, I do. And then, and I was like, hey, did they take card? And they didn't. And so she like was like, hey, I've got you. And so she spotted me, which was just honestly so kind. And then just kind of following that, um, finding accommodation in Madrid is super hard. And it usually takes you like a solid month to find a place, which is hard when you
Okay.
first move somewhere and you're by yourself and you're like, what do I do? And
Hmm.
it was the kindness of people that I had just met, like truly, that had been there. Like they got there a little bit before me, so I'd been there a couple months before, and they were just like, "Hey, like we get it, we've been there. People were kind to me, and and so I would love to help." And so I had people who let me stay with them for a week. 6 days, like it was like someone a week, someone a week, someone 6 days, until I finally found my own accommodation. But how nice and kind is that? Like these girls literally just met me, and to like not only be like a housemate with them for a week, or a roommate, but like they're like, sorry, we're gonna have to share a bed because I only have like that's all I can offer you. And they ended up, I mean, they're all still some of my great friends today. And I'm just like, that kindness, I mean, and it had started sparked a friendship. And like also it's still to this day I'm always like moved by how kind people
I
are.
that is so beautiful, and I feel like that just speaks to like the openness of travelers and people who understand, and like that's
Yeah.
so wonderful. Come and share a bed. Like that's
I know. In
incredible.
what world? In what world is like what's mine is yours? Um, but yeah, so we love that. Okay, do you have like a kindness story that comes to your mind?
Yeah, so one time I had gone to Thessaloniki in Greece with a couple of girls, and they were going to see Meteora, this like big landmark churches in the hills. And had already visited there before, so I was like, I think I'm going to stay back in Thessaloniki and just have a solo day by myself. And I was totally happy to just have a day by myself, walking around the city, taking a look at the sea, shopping, whatever. Um, and so I'm on this day by myself, and I sit down at like this little tavern, and like I just ordered, I don't know, all those like a couple little like of those like nice little appetizer things that they have in Greece. And I was just sitting there reading my book, eating a couple little appetizers, like having a great day. I was totally happy to be there by myself. But then these two men who were like probably my dad's age, started talking to me, and they were like, "Oh, where are you from? What's going on? Like, whatever." And they were like, we just ordered this lamb. Like, do you want to try some?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. Thank you for offering." They're like, "No, no, 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 no. Come try this lamb. Come and sit with us." And so then I went and sat with them. They insisted that I try the lamb, so I tried the lamb. But then they were just sharing with me. They were like, it's so strange to like see you by yourself. Like in our culture, like meal times, meal times is for that's all right. Meal times is for sharing and being with people. And we thought you were maybe so sad by yourself, so like you're gonna have lunch with us today. And I was like, okay, great. And then we were just talking, and they were telling me all about their lives and their children and their grandchildren. And we ended up just sharing a meal together, and I was like, that is so nice.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that is just so wholesome. And just like for them to even care about like how you're feeling and wanting you just to be a part of their joyous moment of having this lamb, and like that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice, and I feel like that just kind of like speaks to the culture. Or I feel like whenever you experience
Hmm.
kindness abroad, it's usually something linked to the culture of the place where you are, and for them it was not eating your meals alone, and I just thought that was like super beautiful. What do you think? Do you have another experience that you like really loved when you were abroad?
Oh, let's see, let's see. Um, I feel like I should be writing these down because I'm sure we've had millions, and
Yeah.
we remember a lot of them, but I wish that, I could remember all of them. But yes, okay. So another one that came is coming to mind. I took a blah blah car to Pamplona in Spain, and I ran with the bulls. And then I was going from Pamplona to start the Camino de Santiago. And long story
Uh-huh.
short, I missed. This guy told me like your bus leaves him right here, like this spot right here. And I'm like, oh, perfect. But it ended up being a different bus. And so I missed my bus. Anyways, long story short, I ended up having to take a detour to like Bilbao, then to get to the town that I was starting my Camino in.
Yeah.
And usually how the Camino works is like you can book some like of your like pilgrim hostels in advance, but otherwise you kind of just like show up and see what availability they have. And
Yeah.
so that's was my plan. And so I ended up getting to this city like very late, and like everywhere is closed. Like I'm going to this like pilgrim hostel closed, and it's like I'm like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna sleep outside? You know what I mean? I was like, ah. So I ended up going to. I was like looking on Google or booking or something, and I ended up going to this one, and I was like, I hope they have something. And I ended up ringing the bell, and he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, excuse me. And I'm like, oh, I'm like looking for a place, and he's like, oh, sorry, like these are like month long rentals, not like night rentals. And I was like,
Oh.
oh my gosh. I was like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, hold on. I was like, could you please help me? And so it was this
Yeah.
random guy, and he like called a friend who called a friend who called a cousin who blah blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
And then, anyways, he's like, my friend's friend's cousin's friend. Um, they have a accommodation. It's like 30 euros a night. Like I could take you there,
Yeah.
or you could stay there. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And then this guy like very just kindly walked me across town to this place where I had a place to sleep that night. And it was just like he didn't have to like literally leave his home, call his friends, help me out, and then also make sure I
Aw.
made it there safely. Um,
Yeah.
it was just yeah, it honestly saved me that day, and it was just so kind.
Oh, thank goodness for him. I love that. Thank goodness.
I know. So if you're listening, if you're listening out here, thank you. We might be Facebook friends. I don't remember,
It's
but
true,
we
but you
always
you
remember.
we always remember. You never forget those kind gestures. It's just like so wonderful. I was just thinking, I
I
actually had
know.
another experience. And this
Love
was
it.
just a couple months ago, right before the summer started. And I was just blown away by the kindness of this couple that I met on the airplane. So for context, I did something a little bit nuts this past June where I had a minor surgery at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I flew out of Bali at 10 o'clock that night. Obviously, I didn't plan for it. Like, this wasn't in my initial plans, but then, things happened and had to go through with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to miss my flight. So I was like, whatever, I'll just give it a go. I'm sure I'll be fine. Obviously, I had my doctor's blessing, but like, I was like, okay, the doctor says it's fine.
Yeah,
Like, I'll do it.
then it should be
So anyway,
fine. Yeah.
so yeah, so I had this like minor surgery on my chest, and I had about 25 stitches. And so I had to, get my stuff, get to the airport. Now, classic Brianna budget traveler, when I had booked this flight before, so I was flying from Bali to Greece. And when I had booked this flight before, I was doing my budget traveling things, and I booked it as such that I could only have a carry on with me because my layover in Athens was going to be so short. So I wouldn't have time to like get my bags and recheck them. Like, that wouldn't have been possible. And so before I knew I was having the surgery, I was like, no worries, I can do a carry on only for the summer, like easy peasy. So anyway, I have a bunch of stitches in my chest and I have to carry this backpack halfway across the world. No, no matter. I was like, I'm sure I can do it. Anyway, it was less easy than I thought it was going to be. But basically, sorry,
Oh.
long-winded intro there.
No, no, no. We
But
need the
basically,
context.
so basically I like get on the airplane and I have everything figured out. I can balance the backpack on the other side of my shoulder, no big deal. But I was like, how am I going to get this backpack into the overhead? I'm like, I'm going to have to ask for help. So anyway, I find my seat and there's this couple sitting there, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like I just had a surgery and I can't like stretch my arm above my head. Can you help me like put my backpack up? And like the guy was like, for sure. He put the backpack up for me,
Oh,
like super nice. But anyway, then we're sitting down and we're like talking to each other, and they were just sort of asking me what happened, and I
yeah.
explained or whatever. And then we had a layover together in Singapore, and then another layover together in Abu Dhabi. And the whole time they were like, no, we're going to take your bag for you. Like, we're going to help you. What do you need? Like, how can we help you more? Like, and I was like, no, 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 you don't have to do that. But they were just like so concerned about me
Oh
and
my
my
goodness.
situation. And they wanted to do anything to help. They were like, no, 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 like, you take my small bag, I'll take your big bag. I was like, no, you really don't have to do that. But like, the man was like super insistent, and honestly, like, I really appreciated it. It was like really, really kind, and they didn't have to do that at all. And that was just like, I think about them all the time. Like, I'm so grateful that they were just so helpful and so nice, and they didn't have to be. And that was really nice.
Oh my goodness, that is so kind. And like I mean they are like truly to their core kind-hearted people to have like carried on really investing in you through like all these layovers. That is
Yeah.
more people need to be like them. Shout out to those people.
Shout out to those people. Oh my gosh, we love it. So, so
We do.
kind. Um, so I also think, karma is what makes the world go round. Yes, but kindness is also what makes the world go round. Do you have ways that you are sort of like consciously aware of, or do you have things that you try and do when you travel to make sure that you're spreading kindness on the road?
Okay, that's a really great question. Um, I feel like, I mean, this is like, I mean, just like so like simple, but I really think that making eye contact with people and smiling can truly go a long way. And I feel like especially like, if you're on a trip or um and you're kind of moving at a slower pace, I don't know, I shift my pace when I'm on a trip. Like I try not
Yeah.
to be so go go go, and I feel like you're just more open to people, and like and I feel like I always try to hold a door for someone to let them in, or smile, whether it's a big smile or a little soft smile, and make eye
Yep.
contact. I feel eye contact is essential, and you can tell a lot with people's eyes.
Totally.
But yeah, I don't know. Are there certain things that you do or bring with you on your trips?
There's not necessarily things that I bring with me, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like when I travel, I am a little bit more aware of my surroundings for multiple
Mhm.
reasons. But I think for me, just sort of like small ways that I like to spread kindness. I love that you mentioned eye contact. I think just asking questions, being curious to everybody, like from people that you meet at accommodations to service workers, everything. Just like asking questions and being friendly. I feel like that has usually gone very well for me when I've traveled. I love to
Yeah.
if I see someone taking a photo of their friend or their partner, I'm always like, "Hey, do you want me to take a photo of both of you?" Uh,
Oh,
um,
that's the best.
together, I feel like that is good karma also.
Mhm.
Compliments as well, I think go a long way. If you like a meal, if you like a product, if you like a shop, like whatever it is, like just,
Mhm.
compliments, I feel like everyone loves a compliment. Everyone feels
Oh,
great when they get a
yeah.
compliment. So I feel like that's a great thing to do as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think those are essential. And I feel like we both just like mentioned kind of like how we incorporate this kindness kind of with like just like in travel in general and just with random people like out in the open on the streets and whoever we interact with. But I feel like in regards to maybe if I'm like traveling, meeting up with a friend or something, like I recently just had a really good friend when I just did my um trip in Spain a few weeks ago. I had a really good friend from England who came and visited. She came to Madrid for a few days and we got to hang out for a day. And it meant so
Fun.
much to me. I mean, that's an act of kindness right there, like to
Yeah.
invest your time and money and like flying over there. And I felt like just so small, but like I just wanted to be able to like pay like as a thank you and like a kindness, like pay for like drinks and like food and stuff. And like I feel like those kind of things, and then all and just with so many of my friends from travels that I've met, you know, living abroad and traveling, opening their homes to me, I feel like also in like reciprocating that kindness, I always want my home to be an open place to have my loved ones and my besties that I've met around the world be able to stay with me. And so I feel like that's like kind of more with like friend love, people who become your friends, and
Yeah.
kindness and stuff.
I love that, and I feel the same way. I feel like I've had a lot of people come and visit me all over. Bali is very far from most of the people that I love, and I've had so many visitors, and it just warms my heart every single time that someone is willing to literally like basically come all the way to Australia for me.
Yeah.
And obviously for Bali. But yeah, I love when I have guests here. I like to take them to do things and take them out and show them the island because it's really like it's no small journey to get here, and I'm just so grateful for that. So I obviously want to reciprocate as well.
Oh yeah. You're a
Another
great
thing.
host.
Thank you. I hope to host you sometime.
Yeah.
Another thing that I thought about, and this isn't necessarily with people you know, but I think especially in countries that the local wages or the cost of living is substantially sort of like lower than where you're from, a lot of times service industry people don't get paid very well. And for
Mhm.
me, when I'm traveling in places where that's the situation, tipping is really important for me. I think that is a great way to spread kindness if you get a really good service, because I think, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
standards are not the same all around the world. And so if you are conscious of the fact that the service workers are not getting paid very much and they give you exceptional service, a great thing you can do is leave a tip. Like I'm speaking specifically about Bali, but this applies to a lot of different places in the world. But I think that
Mhm.
if you've enjoyed something, a great way to support the local people that are making your trip awesome, like tips go a really long way and they're always very appreciated.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think that's a really great point. I like that.
Mm.
So yeah, I feel like leaving a tip um to service people where it's just exceptional, I think is very kind. And I think another thing with that is I think it's always important to learn a little bit of the local language. Hello and thank you can literally mean so much. And there's just a kindness of taking that little extra effort to learn somebody's language. And so I feel like when I was in Albania, anytime I spoke Albanian, and I was like falaminderi, like
Mhm.
people loved it, and it meant so much. And I just think that's a small way that you can invest in kindness and learn a couple
Yeah.
words, and it goes a long way.
Totally. And I would even add hello and thank you. I would even, if you can, learn like a small joke or a small little moment of
Yeah.
comedy because I feel like it just boosts connection so much. Like my Indonesian is really not great, but when I was like first starting the learning journey, a lot of times people will ask you like, "Oh, do you speak Indonesian?" And most foreigners answer like with the term I speak a little bit. And so that's a very common phrase.
Yeah.
There's a less common phrase that means not yet. And so when I was learning, they would be like, "Oh, do you speak Indonesian?" And then I would use the Indonesian word for not yet. And like that's a very unexpected response from a foreign person. And
Okay.
most
Also.
most people respond very well to it. So I sort of find that just like instantly boosts your connection as if you can make a little joke, you're sailing.
Oh yeah, like a little bit of laughter can connect you and just like leave a lasting impact for sure.
All right, so as we start to wrap things up, as we love to do here on the Global Girlfriend, let's do some quick fire tips.
Yes.
Morgan, Morgan, what is one of your top quick tips for practicing and spreading kindness on your travels?
Yeah, I definitely think one that's come to mind, you can always pack little like tokens. So for me, for example, like little snacks from where I'm from or where I visited, or little postcards where you can write a little note. I usually do that with more like friends that I'm seeing while I'm traveling, but you can also do it to random people and share that you meet, and share and little tokens that you bring, little gifts.
Love it. I've already shared this, but I mean it with my whole heart. Genuine compliments. Give as many genuine compliments as you can. And I think that just really boosts people's day wherever you go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I think another way to like spread kindness is really engage with any local things you can do while you're traveling, local restaurants, local guides, and it can really just put you in a place where you're engaging with different people and getting to share that kindness, and hopefully people who are from where you're visiting.
Love it. And my last tip is to slow down. I think it's a very fast paced world. And I think one of the best things you can do is slow down, take in the surroundings where you are, take in the people who you're interacting with. If you're having a conversation with someone, it might, because of communication barriers, take a little bit longer. But there are so many ways to spread kindness through just slowing down and being present in the present moment. That just really opens the door for kindness to be spread.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think just, concluding this podcast episode, like obviously we love, souvenirs. I have my house filled with art and different things around the world, but not to be cheesy, but truly the literal most important things to me and like to Brianna are those stories and memories of these kind interactions we've had with people on our travels that truly we'll never forget.
We will never forget them. So, our challenge to you, our sweet, sweet listeners, is next time you are on a trip, notice the kindness going on around you. And today, every day in your daily life, make sure that you are going out of your way to make the world a kinder, better place. And we'd love to hear about what you're doing. So, Morgan,
Yes.
where can people find us on the internet?
People, please come find us on the internet. We'd love to engage. We'd
We want to hear from you.
We would love it. You can find us on social media at The Global Girlfriend on Insta, TikTok. You can take a little look see at our website, theglobalgirlfriend.com. Send us a little inquiry and email, and we would love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you. And one additional thought on that is if you've listened to a few of our episodes and you like them, we've noticed our numbers are going up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, which is awesome. So thank you. But if you have listened and enjoyed, if you feel compelled to leave us a review, that really, really helps us grow our platform. So that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, we love that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We are the Global Girlfriend, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See ya. Bye.